In the Torah reading of this week, we read about the turn of events that happened in Joseph's life. He goes from being a prisoner to becoming the viceroy of Egypt after he interprets Pharaoh's dreams. And there in Egypt, as he is this second in command, he marries a woman and has with her 2 children. And the Torah tells us what names he gave these children. The older one he gave the name Menashe. The second one he gave the name Ephraim. Menashe, the Torah tells us, it means forgetful, being forgetful. And the point of that name was, he was saying, I was plucked away from my father's house. I've been away from my father's house for many, many years. I'm in a foreign land, and I have after that many years, you have the tendency to forget your past, to forget where you come from. So he named his child to make sure that he never forgets that. The second child he named Ephraim. Ephraim is that boy that reminds him of his future, tells the story of his present and his future. Ephraim means prosperity. And indeed, Joseph was very prosperous in this foreign land, Egypt. And I think the Torah is trying to share with us a great lesson in our own lives. Whether we have 2 children or not, these 2 names must guide us every single day of our life. On the one hand, we have a past, which is represented by the name of Menashe. We should never forget where we come from, who we are, how we got to this point in our lives, who our great-grandparents were, who brought us to this blessed land, where did they come from, what did they give up, what did they live, what was their lifestyle. When you have that Menashe in your life, you can have an Ephraim. You can then guarantee yourself a positive present and a glorious future. When you don't have Menashe, you don't forget where you come from. It's really hard to chart out a course for the future. And that probably is one of the great reasons that our youth, the story of American Jewry, is suffering that much. With the future, there's so much anxiety about the future of the Jewish people in this land and in many other lands. Is it going to survive? What will it look like in 100 years? And I think the reason is because we don't incorporate these 2 boys, these 2 names in our lives. We only focus on the Ephraim, how prosperous we became, but we forgot where we came from, what life was, and what brought us to this point. We don't know your own great-grandmother, your own great-grandfather, what did they do? Where did they come from? The name of the town. What was life like in those towns? I go to houses a lot of times, and people show me pictures on the wall, their great-grandfather. He had a long white beard. He was a shochet. Whatever he was a rabbi. Or just a regular person that was religious. And when I start a conversation, tell me a little bit about them. They go blank. They don't know what to say. They don't know. No one told them. They don't have the Menashe in their life. They're not linked to the past. They have a picture on the wall, but that's where it remains. And that's all they know. That's all they have, a vision, an image. But they don't know anything about that person. They don't know what he did, who he was, what he sacrificed to bring you to this present, glorious present, and even better future. So you can't have a future if you don't have a past. And our youth are longing for that past. Get to know your past. Today there are websites, there's all kinds of means and ways to bring you to your ancestry, ancestry.com, whatever it may be, all those websites. Learn who you are. You have a wonderful, wonderful story to tell. Why not tell it? Someone was just telling me yesterday. Did your father ever tell you stories of Poland, where he comes from? And I said he does. He started lately telling us a lot of it. And his over 200 great children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, God bless them, they thirst for this. They are interested in every word he has to say. And for good reason, because there's a story to tell. Get to know your story. Get to know the Menashe of your life, and you will be able to have a glorious Ephraim. May God bless all of us. We shall have a wonderful Hanukkah, whatever is left of it, the next few hours, a good Shabbos, and a glorious future, because you will have linked yourself to the even more glorious past. Thank you so much.